Woe to you, O earth and sea.
It's the Hop Nation
USA Podcast.
Welcome back, Hop Nation. This is episode 183 of the Hop Nation USA podcast, and I would officially like to say, suck it, Mark Hoppus. We are officially better than you because we made it to 183, and we have yet to blink. Champions. We won. I'm Adam. With me is Steve, of course.
Hello.
Apparently had some bad Thai food just before we started recording.
Hello. No, it just got all full up on bad puns. Already full up.
Well, we probably should have said something like that last week when it was actually episode 182.
Nah, we could have just not said it ever. How about that?
No. Full disagree. Full disagree.
Look, I know we're in our 30s and Blink-182 is now in their 40s.
And they are having their music used to shill BMWs. And I died a little bit inside when I saw that.
Yeah, so we don't need to, really just push everything and let people know how old we are. Blink-182 puns are dad jokes now. Do you understand me?
Yes, I do understand that. I've made peace with that. I enjoy pants that have stretchy fabric now.
They're the only pants I fit in after 8 months.
No. And that wondrous voice that you heard is a voice we've not heard in quite some time. It's been at least 3 episodes. It's Bubba. Bubba's back. It's a Bubba episode. How are you today, Bubba?
I am doing just fantastic.
Excellent. Welcome back to the show. And I believe this is the first time that you've done a virtual show with us.
This is my first time in the virtual realm.
So welcome to all the dots and dashes that we got going on here over the inner tubes.
It's weird. You guys are a lot smaller.
I have been working out lately, so
I'm just gonna zoom you out a little bit.
that's you. If you watch throughout all my Zoom sessions, you'll notice that the camera keeps moving back a little bit further every time.
There you go.
I don't look like I'm getting bigger. Smart. I'm being smart.
There you go.
Move back further, angles up more.
If I start getting into a Dutch angle, that's when we start having problems.
You gotta get the camera above you so you pull that chin back.
Oh yeah, I gotta.
Yeah, there you go.
Got to get the selfie angle, which I could never master because I never take selfies.
Your lips aren't tucking up.
There's another one for you, Steve. That's another proof that we're in our 30s.
No, that's just proof that you're abhorrent of technology. You don't know how to take a selfie.
I choose not to. Nobody wants to look at it anyways. On to the beers. Since we've got a virtual session this session, it's time for all of us to let's chat about our beers a little bit. So, Steve, what do you have drinking on this segment?
Yeah, well, of course, we're not doing a theme this week, so we're just drinking. But I'm drinking something that I'm cleaning out of my fridge because it was going to be a part of a theme.
Oh. What is it?
It's another beer that sat around for a while. At one point, I wanted to do a metal episode. There's a lot of heavy metal crossover. So tonight I'm drinking a beer from the Robinson's Brewery, and they like to team up with Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden. This is their Sun and Steel, which is a sake lager.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a lager made with sake yeast.
How is it? Because I find that very interesting.
Yeah. Look, I was not expecting a lot going into this because, honestly, a lot of these Iron Maiden beers are pretty bleh. However,
pedestrian?
Yeah, not even pedestrian. They're just bleh. However, this one's actually good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm incredibly surprised.
Do you remember where you picked it up at?
I picked it up at JR Vintage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I picked up a Vintage a long time ago.
So this is a bootlegging beer.
Yeah, this is a bootlegging beer I picked up a long time ago, way before quarantine. And thankfully it's a lager, so it could sit around for a bit.
But time is up.
Yeah, time's up just because, I can't sit in there forever.
It has to fulfill its destiny.
I'm not carrying 2020 beers in the 2021.
Not going to taint the year like that.
You got to fight back.
That's
like
right.
it.
But yeah, it's got a pretty decent malty nose on it. It's crisp when you drink it. I don't notice anything that says sake about it though. So yeah.
Is it supposed to kind of? Because I know with the brewed IPAs, it's supposed to create a nice dry beer. What do you know what a sake yeast is supposed to do?
That's why I don't understand how it's incorporated into this, because a lot of times when sake yeast is used, it can't be used with malts. It has to be used with rice.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if it's used in beer making, it becomes incredibly inefficient. But this is actually, I would say it does finish very dry, drier than I think you would find with most Pilsners. But yeah, there's nothing about it that says, oh, this is sake yeast made.
Screams at you.
No.
Huh.
So,
well, if it still exists, I'll have to find it somewhere.
Yeah. But as just a regular old crispy boy, not bad. Not bad.
Nice. Bubba, what do you got going on over there?
I got Costumes and Karaoke by our friends from the other side of the state, Dogfish. So,
and then down a little bit.
Other side of the state and down a bit. You gotta take
We're claiming Delaware.
Oh, we're just gonna annex them.
Yeah.
You gotta take the Amtrak down the Rehoboth.
Listen, I don't know where anything is outside of these walls, so there's either inside or outside, and that's it. There's two places in the world.
You get Hoagie at Wawa, and you take your Amtrak down the Rehoboth, get Dogfish Head, get Costumes and Karaoke's.
I get on board with that. So how is it, Bubba? What's the story on it?
Good.
What is it?
It is an Imperial cream ale with turmeric, ginger, cinnamon, star anise. I don't know what that is.
Star anise.
Star anise, oats, cardamom with vanilla beans added. It's a whole lot of things.
Actually sounds pretty decent.
It actually is way better than I expected. So
nice. Is that something that you picked up recently?
Like a couple hours ago.
Nice.
This little place called House of 1,000 Beers.
Yeah.
A couple options.
I've been there myself. I haven't quite had 1,000 beers there yet, but I'd like to get there one day.
I got at least one under my belt now.
So. Down into triple digits.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
But it's definitely got that cream ale kind of taste to it. Got that body, and it's pretty sweet actually. It's got. I'm trying to put my finger on which of the many flavors is coming through the most. It's just kind of a blend of a nice sweet cream ale.
Nice. I'm about to pick up a 4-pack or a 6-pack of that.
Or you can just pick up a bottle.
I could do that.
At like
I
JR's.
have another one if you want.
Oh, there you go. I'll trade you some cookies for it.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Cookies in a bottle.
Yes. That's a fair trade if you ask me.
Yeah. So
nice. Yeah. So for myself, I actually also did the single pickup a few hours ago. Picked this up at House of Brews. This is the Forbidden Kingdom by Armada Brewing. I have never heard of Armada Brewing. I saw it. I liked it. I like at least the can art. Can art's pretty neat.
Is that Castle Grayskull on there?
I mean, kind of, yeah. A little bit. But it's a Kolsch. They call it a Kolsch style ale.
Right.
So
because it wasn't made in Cologne, so it has to be Kolsch styled.
They're going with the Champagne Avenue. I get that.
Yes.
But it's like 4.7% ABV. But yeah, it's got a little bit of herbaliness to it. I mean, it's Kolsch. It's good. I like Kolsch's.
Yeah.
It's a beer.
It's a beer. Yeah, it's a good beer for flipping burgers with.
There you go.
Okay. Well, too bad it's too cold to be doing that right now, but yeah.
Well, if you believe in yourself, you could.
Hey, you can
It's worth it.
still
But,
make pan fried. It's fine.
I've kind of started to get away from the treats of 2020 to get into the activity beers of 2021.
There you go.
So I'm starting to fade away from all the fatty boy stouts, trying to work my way back into the Kolsches and the cream ales and things like that. The lighter fare. So when 21 comes around, I'm ready. I'm in.
So you're holding auditions for what you're going to be drinking next year and under the sun.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yes, back when I could actually go shake somebody's hand and then not immediately go, wash my hands for 45 seconds and hope for the best.
Gotcha. So there's going to be a lot of lagers and Hefeweizens hitting the combine this week.
Oh, absolutely. That's right. We're going to put them through their paces.
When you can go comfortably watch a Pirates game so they can lose.
Yeah, it'll be like old times. And then probably leaving around the middle of the fifth inning and then go to Mike's Beer Bar and go get something good for half the price of what's inside the park.
Right?
I cannot wait for that. Cannot wait. And that will happen. 2021, that's a goal of mine.
I mean, probably.
We hope.
Yeah, there's a probably to that. You just got to push some old people out of line to get that vaccine,
That's fine.
before opening day.
That's fine. You know what? It doesn't even have to be opening day.
I'm just saying, you got to get it in you before opening day.
Out of the way, old man.
Yeah.
I'm a productive member of society. I got shit to do.
Just reading like how dosages are coming out. We may run out of vaccine before opening day, and then you have to wait till June, and then you're not getting into the All-Star game, and that's when the Pirates really start sucking ass.
Right, and that's when ticket prices go down even more.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, that's better.
That's not so bad. Yeah,
that's not so bad.
Just one crappy beer and one crappy baseball game. Is that too much to ask?
I just want some fucking crab fries.
Oh, I didn't even think about the crab fries.
I want an overpriced bucket of wings from Quaker Steak.
I've been sitting under the heat lamp for 3.5 hours. Oh, man. All right. No, we're not going down that path of sadness. We're going to try to keep things upbeat. We're going down the Kolsch path.
Okay. I'm down the crispy boy lager path.
The path of lightness.
Yeah, the path of lightness.
That's what we're going for.
That's what segment 1 is.
It'll just keep getting darker throughout the show.
Right, yeah.
We'll all be hitting up 14% barrel agers on the third segment.
I got one, if I could.
I do too.
I got one too.
There you go. All right.
I can wreck my way.
Before we get into that, I think it's time for some news, notes, and neat.
Yeah.
All right, that was aggressive, Steve.
Yeah.
Hey, we're trying to be positive,
All right. I like it. I like the attitude. Just for that, you get to go first.
Oh, well, then we're going back dark.
Oh, shit. Well, it's nice. Well,
I told you what my news story was ahead of time, too. That's why I was just trying to be, positive. So we're talking COVID a little bit, and COVID has claimed some more victims in the world of beer and tap rooms. Just this week, it was announced that the Captain Pabst pilot room was going to close. So if you don't know what that is, Bubba, Captain Pabst is the pilot program from Pabst Blue Ribbon, obviously. And it was a tap room that was located in Milwaukee on the original site of the original brewery. And so they opened like this pilot tap room that like they offered things beyond Pabst. They had like, different IPAs and a bunch of things that never actually made it out into the market. Whereas we saw, coffee and cold brew.
It's their guinea pig market.
Yeah, it's their guinea pig market that actually never takes off because they're too busy making wilder shit like hard tea. But yeah, it was a guinea pig tap room, and they're closing it, and then they're just moving all their operations to San Antonio, Texas.
Well,
Yeah. So that was one. The other one was announced on December 4th and had a little less fanfare, a little less ahead of warning time. So like the Captain Pabst announcement came this week, and they were saying that it's going to close permanently December 21st. So not great timing, but at least people are getting a heads up.
Yes.
December 4th, Goose Island just closed their Philly tap room. That was that.
Put the chairs up, lock the door.
Yeah.
Get out.
Didn't seem like there was any forewarning or anything. They're just like, okay, thanks, bye.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. And that one sucks a little more because people weren't giving a heads up on that. But yeah, apparently they're blaming COVID for this. But I don't know. It seems odd that these large companies are folding up shop a lot quicker than smaller breweries are.
Mm-hmm. The ones that are much more susceptible to this sort of thing.
Yeah, the ones that are much more susceptible, the ones that don't have, huge amounts of backing dollars. I kind of understand the Pabst one because they're not officially owned by a larger company the way AB InBev owns Goose Island.
mm-hmm.
Like there's an investment firm that's behind the Pabst Blue Ribbon name, but that doesn't necessarily mean they just have like extra money to throw around. Whereas you just know AB InBev, their main source of money is not Goose Island. It's fucking Budweiser.
It's not even backed by a company. It's a conglomerate.
Right.
A multinational.
Yeah. There's billionaires in Brazil that like you can't throw 30,000 to keep this place running another month. You can't,
You can't float them for a bit.
Yeah, you can't float them for just a little bit longer. And so they're blaming COVID as a reason to just close up shop.
Yeah, just more reason not to support them.
Yeah. I would be interested in seeing what those numbers are, though, because as we've seen with COVID, everybody turned to local. And everybody is trying to keep their local breweries up and running. Like, I can almost guarantee if Platform was opened in Pittsburgh, like they said they were going to be, I don't know that anybody would support them.
I mean, there would be
at least nobody on this show.
Right, exactly. I have no reason to go down there. But people would show up, but they wouldn't necessarily see the level of enthusiasm that other places would, for sure.
Yeah. So I'm just wondering if COVID actually really did hurt these non-local, non-independent breweries.
Maybe.
But
but on the other hand, the hell with them.
The ones that were convenience and people walked in, but now there's no longer the convenient walk-in. So
right.
They've become out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
Plus, also, if you look at their spaces, they're really nice spaces that these breweries were in, because of course they had the money to have a really nice space. The Goose Island one in particular it's in Fishtown, which is a popular part of Philly for like hipsters and shit, and it's also close to their Rivers Casino that they have. So it's
kind of a southern tier kind of situation here.
Yeah,
in
it's pretty prime real estate that they're in. So again, if they couldn't keep up with the costs, it was a leased property, and they are leaving the brewery equipment there. So
that could turn things into a very good thing then.
Yeah, if somebody has the balls to shoot that high. If they really want to, they could claim that space, and it might be a turnkey situation. But
honestly, I could see somebody like Dogfish Head moving in there.
Maybe not, because Boston Beer has taken a bit of a hit on their portfolio as well.
That's true. I forgot that they're now one and the same.
Yeah, but it's possible. I'm not going to say no.
Right, because they have other brew pubs and things like that throughout the region.
Yeah,
think Yards has enough weight to throw into there.
Maybe. I don't know what their current situation is as far as like expansion. Like they may have already like expanded to a tap room not too long ago and wouldn't see a reason. I just don't know the Philly scene well enough to know who would jump in on that.
I'll just say it's going to be Pizza Boy. They're going to move in from Enola. and then never close.
10 minutes outside of Broad Street.
There you go. Good old Pizza Boy. We're going to avoid that topic. And we're going to talk about something else. Something a little more local and a little more upbeat. Bubba, this is actually right up your alley. Quite possibly literally. This comes from our friends at the breweries in PA. I stole this information from their website blatantly. But the good people of Cinderlands are opening a third brewery location.
Yeah.
In Wexford, Pennsylvania.
That's pretty close.
Yes, it is. That is your neck of the woods, Bubba.
That's cool.
So, unfortunately, information is quite sparse right now, but they are planning to open the third location in 2021. That's it. But that is just, I needed to bring that up now. It was just going to be a quick hitter at the end, but I needed to bring it up now because that last conversation was a downer. And
upbeat.
I needed to Kolsch it up a little bit. I needed to brighten things up.
Yeah, Kolsch it up.
So I had to Kolsch it up, and that is local news, and that is local positive news.
Yeah.
Cinderlands makes good beer.
They sure do. Absolutely they do.
I think that would be a good get for us in 2021. Go to the new Wexford location.
Yeah.
Have ourselves an on location.
Yeah. Bubba can tag along.
Yeah,
sure.
He can get us beers.
Or at least stand outside looking in and be like, what are you guys doing in there?
Guys having fun?
It looks like a good time.
I'm kind of thirsty out here.
I just wanted to bring that up. So congratulations to Cinderlands. They're moving forward with the third location here in the Pittsburgh area. Thank God.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. It's pretty dope that, again, we're seeing that you can still expand as a brewery in Pittsburgh if you're local. But, if you're not, things go a little rough.
I mean, that's kind of the Pittsburgh way.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh is a bit insular.
Yeah.
If you're not with us, you're against us.
Unless you're voodoo.
Yeah.
The trick to voodoo is they were just around longer than everybody else.
That's fair.
If you're here long enough, then you get grandfathered in. But
yes. But and that isn't. I'm not saying that in terms of just the Pittsburgh craft beer scene. There's a lot of things where Pittsburgh has that mindset.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
If you're not from Pittsburgh or you're not rooting for Pittsburgh, then get the hell out.
Means Jagoffs can get out.
Exactly. That is exactly right.
Yeah. This city is full of homerism.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes that's a good thing. A lot of times it's not. But that's okay. That's what makes us us. That's all I wanted to talk about on that one. Does anybody else have any other news notes or neats?
Your affirmation. That's what makes us.
We're good enough. We're smart enough. And gosh darn it, people like us.
So I have one that's a note. It's not really a neat because it's just a reflection of how dumb our future is.
Oh boy.
But I saw a quick little story about Michael Jordan's. He has a exclusive golf club called the Grove 23.
Because of course it has to have the number 23 in it.
Right, yeah. So it's a super exclusive golf club. We're never going to play it, any of us.
We're never going to see it.
No.
You could probably see it from a highway or something.
You want to
see the hedgerow. That's it.
Yeah. You can wash dishes there, I guess. I don't know. But Michael Jordan has introduced something to his golf course in which they are now delivering snacks and beer to the golfers via drone. And you think, hey, that's pretty cool. It's a flying drone bringing me my food and such. And here comes my beer. But, oh, wow. Boy, is that fucking loud. Hey, is that really, really loud?
I was going to say, nothing can disturb your backswing like a flying overhead constantly.
Like a swarm of 1,000 bees, here comes my Bud Light. Sure hope that doesn't disrupt anybody's game that they paid $1,000 a round for, if not more, whatever it is.
Do they call 4 when they drop the beer from height? It's flying at your head from 20 feet up?
Man, I hope so. That just made me realize what happens if a drone gets hit with a golf ball. Who's responsible?
Yeah, right.
Is it the golfer or the pilot?
Listen, you're dealing with people that can just peel some money off the top of the round they're playing.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, I also looked into this, and I think there's like 75 or 76 members at this course. That's it.
Yeah.
That's not very many people.
I think I was really lowballing when I said $1,000 a round.
It is super exclusive. And the other thing I saw, which has nothing to do with beer, but I thought was it's up my alley, is for some reason their golf carts are capable of going 35 miles an hour.
Yeah.
No idea why, but
when you don't have bros running each other over with golf, you can take the governor off.
Yeah, bros. I would never do anything like that.
Yeah, I guess when you don't have somebody smuggling Steel Reserve in their
Underneath their
bag.
top flights.
Yeah, underneath their top flights. Underneath their noodle softs.
I thought that's what the socks were for on top of the.
Yeah, when you don't have that, you can trust people a little more. Well,
we will never be there.
No, never.
We will never be there. But that's okay. I like the goat paths that I play. Because then I could go find all the balls that are in the woods that people drove in there.
Right.
Yeah, all these free balls. Check this out.
It's got little poison ivy on it. It's no big deal.
Hey, you guys, look what somebody left behind. Hey, this is the Titleist. That's a good one.
That's a good. Keep that for the putting green.
You have another news or note?
Unfortunately, no, because you stole my Jordan story.
Yeah. Steal that Jordan story.
Stupid Jordan story.
I got one.
All right.
I got another one then.
Oh.
Double
all
steal.
Right.
Yeah. So if you're listening on a Friday, as you should, then yesterday we released the pre-sale for our first glass.
Yes.
Ooh.
And if you're watching on the internet, on the YouTube, you can actually see the preview of the glass. It's up on the Fueled by Hops shop, thanks to Ryan. Ryan is graciously allowing us to use his Shopify to sell our merch. But yeah, something TeePublic couldn't do for us, so we had to do for it for ourselves.
With a little bit of help from our friends.
Yes. A little bit of help from our friends, but glass is an original design by myself, and it's based off the ever popular video game Cyberpunk 2077 that just came out as well.
I can't imagine how we decided that December 10th was the day that we were going to debut this. I don't know how we came to that conclusion, Steve.
How did that ever happen?
There's got to be something out there that's connecting it all.
Yeah. The pre-sale is going to run, and it's going to be a little bit before our glasses will actually be in hand. It'll be probably around the end of January, hopefully. But yeah, we're selling
worth
these.
The wait.
Worth the wait, and then you can drink along with your favorite video game, with your favorite podcast, which is us.
In case you didn't know.
In case you didn't know that.
By the way.
But yeah. New glass.
I guess we should have, instead of having Bubba on, we should have gotten Keanu on.
Yeah, should have tried. Should have tried hard for Keanu. But
Bubba, he's just got too much pull.
Yeah. Maybe we can
flail around and dodge bullets.
we can maybe send the glass to Keanu's way. I don't know that he drinks.
I don't know either.
He doesn't come off as a drinker.
And if he does, it's probably not swill.
Oh yeah, it's definitely not swill. He just doesn't come off as a drinker. I don't know that he actually does any drugs. He just doesn't, I don't know, have that about him.
That's not good or bad. It's indifferent.
Yeah.
I'm not going to hold it against him. Yeah,
it's indifferent. It's just interesting though.
Mm-hmm.
Last time someone gave him a pill, it didn't end well. I mean,
right.
Oh my. Bubba, it's been too long. But definitely check our social media whatnots for information.
Yeah.
We'll have links and all that good stuff, I'm sure.
Yeah, and just go fuelbyhops.com and go to their shop. It's up.
Before we get our glasses, I guess we need to talk about the beers that we have.
Yeah.
What Steve, you go first again. You seemed amped on the beer that you were drinking.
I wasn't so much amped as I was just really surprised. It's
all right.
Yeah, it's similar realms of energy, but yeah, I was actually just very surprised. The Sun and Steel by Robinson's Brewery, also in partnership with Iron Maiden and Bruce Dickinson, is a sake lager. It is. I'm taken aback about how much this one doesn't suck.
Nice. Nice.
Praise.
Glowing review.
Look, the original Trooper beer is not good, and the Hallowed Be Thy Name Belgian, I believe, also just not good. I'm sorry. I'm a big fan of Iron Maiden, but I don't like the. I
Just couldn't get there.
Don't like the beers that they've put out. Just don't.
Well, at least they got one.
Yeah, they got one. And it was like the style I'm least favorite of. Like, I don't like Pilsners. But I actually like this one. It's good.
It got you again.
Yeah, it got me again. It's nice. It's dry. It's a little sweet up front, and then it's dry on the back end. And
I like to think that you actually do like Pilsner, Steve.
It's
because this is at least the third or fourth time where you said, I don't like Pilsners, but I like this one.
You're going to have to remind me of the other two times.
I'm not going to go back and research.
I don't even know that you know what you're talking about. I think you're thinking of Kolsch's. Which I've definitely said I don't like Kolsch's before, but have been proven wrong by various Kolsch's, by like the Enix and the North Country. Mm-hmm. So
then perhaps
styled.
That's fair. Bad. Perhaps the Pilsner is the preview for 2021. That's the tease where you discover Pilsners.
I don't know. I don't want to discover Pilsners because I don't want to turn this into a fulfilling prophecy for beer writers that are like, lagers are the new trend. And I don't want to be part of the new trend. I don't want to go, yeah, Crispy Boys are pretty where it's at. I don't want to be that. I want to drink my stouts and my IPAs. Everybody fuck off.
And leave me alone.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll leave you alone and we'll go over to Bubba. Bubba, how was your what the hell was that? Dogfish head not from Pennsylvania?
The costumes that was thrown away from the corner. It's in the tri-state area. Pick one of them.
They're all the same, basically, down there.
Yeah, it's all right. Actually, this beer was pretty delicious. The ginger came through in the vanilla taste, nice and sweet. I didn't realize it was 8%. I was trying to keep it light.
Oh, oops.
Right, but guess that's not happening. But I would totally drink this again. Probably have the other one this weekend.
That sounds like one of the heaviest cream ales I've ever heard of. 8%.
It is an Imperial cream ale.
Oh,
so
well,
they did kind of call their shot there. So
yeah. All right. Well, that's my bad for not picking up on that. For myself, the Forbidden Kingdom by Armada. Yeah, I like it. This definitely kind of pulled me out of the dark beer doldrums a little bit. I'll admit it's been a while since I've had a beer like this. I had myself a nice Kolsch style ale. But, yeah, I like it. I think I'm going to keep going down this path a little bit. This is the first beer I've ever had by Armada. But if I see another one in a style that I like, I'm going to pick it up.
Where'd you say they were at?
Connecticut, if I remember correctly.
Connecticut.
Yes. The Constitution State?
Oh, sure.
I think East Haven, Connecticut is where they're at.
Okay.
Huh. Interesting.
So a little bit up the coast from West Haven. All right.
Just south of North Haven.
There you go. All right. I think that's enough for this segment. I think I've embarrassed myself enough. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with some fresh beers, and we're going to talk about other beer things because that's what we do on the show.
We're talking Christmas beers, y'all.
Ooh.
Wow. Wow. All right. We'll be back in a minute.
First Sip Brew Box is a one-of-a-kind subscription service for craft beer lovers based right here in Pittsburgh. Every month, First Sip will send you a box full of craft beer enthusiast essentials, including t-shirts, glassware, and even food. Right now, our friends at First Sip Brew Box have an offer for you. Just sign up for a 3-month subscription and get your 4th month free. Just enter the code HOPUSA when you sign up at firstsipbrewbox.com. That's HOPUSA at checkout to get your 4th month free at firstsipbrewbox.com.
We're back. They haven't kicked us off the internet yet. Hop Nation USA, episode 183. No puns. Getting right into it. We got to talk beers because that's why we're here. Bubba, you get to go first. What kind of beer you got for this segment?
Oh, hell yeah. I got the Hop Stalker by, everything's backwards, by Fathead's Brewery down there on the, in the south side. Although it's brewed in
I was going to say, you're really baiting the hook with the semantics here that I really want to jump on you for.
Nonetheless, I got this delicious IPA. It's by our friends Fatheads. It's actually really tasty. It's got a nice earthy taste to it. There are some citrus notes and everything. It's actually a 2019 GAB silver medal winner. So
Nice.
First time having it. I bought a 4-pack.
Is it? What's the ABV on that?
7%. So when I set out tonight to not have high ABV beers, I simply just forgot to look at that whenever I bought beers.
Yeah, well,
oops,
happens.
Yep.
Sabotaged by myself.
Oh my goodness. Well, while you recover from that misstep, we'll go to Steve and see what Steve's drinking for this segment.
I'm drinking stouts.
All of them? Just one big cauldron? Yes.
Yeah, one big cauldron. I just made a blend for my own. So I am drinking the Ellicottville Chocolate Cherry Bomb. It is an 8.2% Imperial Stout made with chocolate and cherries.
Something tells me you pulled that straight from the fridge.
Yes. It is a very cold bottle if you're looking at the photo.
It looks quite chilled.
Yes, a very chilled bottle. It's cold. It's pretty decent at the moment, although I suspect it to get more flavorful as it warms up. They say it's made with English hops and Oregon sweet cherries.
Is it comparable to the Southern Tier? I believe it was the cherry. Was it the cherry cordial or the chocolate covered cherries?
Yeah, the cherry cordial. This one isn't as tart as that.
Oh, okay. So that's probably better for you then.
Yeah. This one is more chocolates and bitters so far. So
get on board with that.
Yeah, but it does have a little bit of cherry flavor in there. But yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's pretty decent.
Nice.
Pretty decent, but most Ellicottville beers are.
I don't know that I've ever had a bad one from them.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah, would drink again. So as for myself, no, you don't get to talk, Bubba. No, it's my turn.
Yeah, that's fine.
Not anymore. You had your turn.
Okay, I'll just being banished everywhere right now in my house, so not allowed to be anywhere.
Steve, if you could do me a favor and just take him and put him in the corner of the screen so he has to sit in the corner and think about what he did. Please and thank you.
Sure.
But what I have is from the good people of Sobel's Obscure Brewery. This is their Honey Blossom Hefeweizen.
I already drank that.
I know you did. That's why I have it. Because he said good things about it, and I was like, I really want to try that. To hell with it. I'm going to try it. I don't care if it's a repeat.
Yeah. Do you have good things to say about it, as I did?
It, you know what? You were absolutely correct in your assessment that it is not a good Hefeweizen, but it is a good beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. It does not have that Hefeweizen banana-y, vibe to it, but it's got a lot of good honey flavor to it. It's got a good oranginess to it. I don't know if that's where it is now. But if you just rip the label off and just somebody handed you just a blank can of this, it's a good beer.
Yeah. They should have just called it a wheat beer. Like it doesn't have the banana or the clove, because that's the other way Hefeweizen's bend is towards that little bit of clove spice. Yeah, it doesn't have either of those. Just call it a wheat beer.
I will say that if you drink it cold enough, it does kind of have an orange Kool-Aid vibe to it.
Yeah.
Which I'm all right with that. I've drank gallons of that in my youth.
Yeah, it's fine because it's very refreshing. It's a very refreshing beer, but it's not a Hefeweizen.
If they just renamed it like Bug Juice, sell it like hotcakes.
Hell yeah. Coming summer 2021, Sobel's Obscure Bug Juice.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'd probably buy it by the 6-pack.
Sure.
I can dig it. That's all there is to it.
Right on.
All right, Bubba, you're out of the corner.
I'm out of timeout.
That's right.
Oh,
You're out of
shit, I had
timeout.
all this time to think about what to say. I didn't think of anything. Actually, Steve, so that chocolate cherry bomb was less on the cherry bomb, more on the chocolate bomb, huh?
Yup. Yeah, it's not even like really for 8%. It's not even like really thick and syrupy and desserty either. It's not super super sweet, so it's not gonna like rot your teeth or anything like that. It's just it's chocolate and a little bit of cherry, but it's more roasty stout than anything.
Where's it on the Steve light scale?
So I put it up on the light scale, and the only little bit of light that came through was at the very bottom. You saw a little bit of reddish hue around the edge. Otherwise, it doesn't. Light does not make it through.
It's the darkness.
It's a nice.
Yeah, it's the darkness.
I'm about to get some. Where did you pick that up at, Steve?
This one, I believe, comes from House of Brews.
Oh, that's where I picked mine up from.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually think I picked this up. I picked this one up the same day I picked up that Sobels for myself.
Oh, shit. All right.
Yeah. So.
All right, then.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's where that one comes from. All right. We're headed into the holiday season, and I took notice that in the past, we've actually never talked about Christmas beer.
Really?
All of our previous Christmas episodes are either fucking music episodes, or we also did like a lot of interviews around the time of Christmas, and then we also did a lot of holiday gift giving guides. But I don't think we've ever gotten into the history or tradition of Christmas ales.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Shit. All right. Overdue.
I had to look, but yeah. So it actually kind of came to my attention because I was looking for content for the show this week, and I came across a blog post from the O10 Beer blog, which was it's a beer blog out of the Netherlands, but the writer Tina, she actually featured us years and years ago of like podcasts to listen to.
Back when we were just a fledgling little outpost here in the craft beer world.
Yeah. But that's where we got a lot of our European listens from. So from Tina from the O10 Beer blog. So thanks to her. But she put up a post this week about just a rundown of a variety of Christmas beer traditions you can find. There's like two I'm going to follow up with and kind of go down a rabbit hole with you guys with this episode.
I like rabbit holes.
Yeah, the one is just like, where does Christmas beer tradition come from? And another one is just a German beer tradition. So, did you know Christmas beer is an offshoot of the Norse tradition of Jul?
Yes.
Jul, yes. Jul, pronounced Jul.
And then we have bastardized it to Yule.
To Yule. Yes, but the Norse tradition of Yule was a celebration between the new moon of November and the new moon of December. It's about the time when their final harvest would come in. It was meant to be like parties and feasts exalting the Aesir, which are their pantheon of gods that they have, and then just like friends and family. So it's all pagan tradition, all a bunch of heathen bullshit. But in that time, though, they would use the malts and the barley and everything and the grain that they harvested from their final harvest to make beer, to party with. So that's where it got its start. And then as Christianity moved into the Scandinavian region, because this is basic, as we know, Norse tradition is Scandinavian. But as it moved into Norway, there was the King Haakon the Good.
Haakon the Good?
Haakon the Good.
Man, glad you don't have to put that on the back of a jersey.
Yeah, well, it's better than Haken the Murderer. That's,
Wait, was that another guy?
no, not that I know of.
Oh, all right.
It's just
I mean,
better
he probably
than.
did a little bit of murdering, but not enough to get the murderer.
That wasn't
not
his
the
thing.
Yeah,
It was a
was-
side business.
he was still mostly the good. So King Haken the Good, around 950 AD, he made it a law to brew beer during the Christmas time.
Like everybody has to brew?
Yeah, everybody had to brew.
I can see why he was the good.
Yeah, he was the good. Everybody had to brew. And it was meant to help usher in Christianity, because instead of just brewing beers for Odin and your friends, you're brewing beers for Jesus and Mary.
I just gotta say, Odin and Friends just sounds like a really crappy offshoot of the Justice League.
Yeah, it's a fucking Hanna-Barbera cartoon from the 60s. So, but yeah, he made this. It was sort of a loose law, but it was a law, and it was meant to encourage Christianity and brewing beer for Christianity. Jumping ahead past the 11th century, Norway actually becomes a Christian country. It's just that's their new religion now. But after that, the Gutlandting, they make it an even stricter law that everybody has to brew beer. Like it's to the point, like if you skipped brew day, you got fined, and if you missed brewing 3 Christmas beers, then it was possible that you would either lose everything that you owned to the king and the bishop. They would just split it in half and each would take a half of your stuff, or if you could just be sent out of the kingdom.
Well, I mean, if it's split between the king and the bishop, wouldn't that just make him a knight?
Jesus
Get outta
fucking
here.
Christ.
Someone's
You
been
go
watching
to the
too
penalty
much-
box now. You go in the penalty box.
Somebody's been watching too many chess miniseries.
I felt good about that joke. You can't take that away from me.
I can't take away the feeling, but I would hope I could cyberbully you into feeling bad about it. That's all I want.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you could lose everything for not brewing Christmas beer, including your residence in Norway. The actual recipes for the beer, the reason why they're so like commonly spiced, as we find with Christmas beers today, is because it was a way to show off. So like everybody would have basically the same grains. So, but if you were, fancy or bougie, then that's when you start putting juniper berries in or different spices. It's your way to, wag your tail at your neighbors.
Helga's got elderberries. Who does she think she is?
Exactly. Exactly. Because you're also supposed to have parties and feasts with this. That means you're inviting your local farmers to come over, and when they come over, you want to show off what you have.
Makes sense.
So, yeah.
It's a dick swinging beer before they were dick swinging beers.
Mm-hmm.
Feeding the farmers back what they got, here, you drink it.
So, yeah, that's where the tradition of the Christmas ale comes from. And obviously it continues on today, as pretty much every brewery has a Christmas ale of some sort.
Thank goodness.
It was spread through basically migration, because as the Scandinavians moved across Europe and then eventually into America, that you start finding the tradition of the Christmas ale pop up. In Denmark, they have a very popular one that is sold today. It's basically their mark of Christmas, and it's the Tuborg Julbryg. That's the Tuborg is the brewery, and Julbryg is the style of beer. So a lot of breweries in Denmark will brew a Julbryg, but Tuborg is the big one. That's the one everybody loves. And it was a campaign that was started in 1981 Like it was just a good marketing campaign. They had Santa Claus chasing a beer, and then everybody's like, "Oh yeah, let's go get that." But the last Friday of every November, they can guarantee that Julbryg is going to be released. That's when everybody goes out. They hit the pubs and the grocery stores, and they pick up their Julbryg, and then it's usually paired with a feast that occurs in December that kind of is not predates, but it kind of comes before Christmas. It's kind of a get amped up.
Precedes, yeah.
It's kind of a get amped up for Christmas feast, and that it's called the Julfrokost, which is
all right.
Yeah, it's Christmas lunch.
All right,
Yeah.
All right.
But the tradition is basically just eat a lot and get fucking hammered on beer and schnapps.
Doesn't sound unfamiliar.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, you really needed a reason to do that?
No, you don't need a reason, but they made it a tradition. It's like, this is when we're gonna have Julfrokost.
Today is the day. We get hammered on schnapps and beers.
Yeah, today's the day. And they were smart about it because they called it a lunch. So you can start whenever you want, really.
It's just encouraging day drinking.
Yeah. It's just,
Oh yeah, it is meant
lunch
to
starts
be.
at 9 today.
Yeah, it is meant to be an all-day event that you
Nice.
you pound schnapps and chase it with Julbryg.
Whatever it is that they eat.
Well, yeah, I mean it's hams and turkey still.
Boars and
I mean, I'll eat all of that.
Yeah.
do Julbrygs have to have a special or a certain blend of spices to become Julbryg, or is there like to be a true Julbryg certain ingredients?
No, not really. It's kind of actually a traditional lager that's just spiced a little extra, a little bit darker. It's not even like necessarily more in ABV. It's just a little bit more, just a little fancier than your standard Pilsner.
Goosed a little bit. Just goosed.
Yeah, just goosed a little bit. Just a little bit. But yeah, that's Danish tradition, kind of carrying on the overall Yule tradition.
Very
that
nice.
We've come to know. I got two other examples of traditions, and one I'm going to start with is Germany. I couldn't really find a history on this of when it started because it's more tied into mulled wine.
Say mold?
Mulled.
Okay.
Mold.
All right.
Mulled. So
Gotcha.
Bubba, I'm assuming you're familiar with mulled wine.
I've had it a little bit.
Being that you didn't think I said mold.
Molded wine. Ew.
Yes. No, mulled wine, as a lot of people know, it is kind of another Christmas tradition on its own of, heating up wine for a nice warm drink, and then you add in fruits and spices to make it more palatable because hot wine doesn't sound wonderful in my mind.
No, not at all.
Yeah. But, mulled wine is a tradition. To go along with that, in Germany, it's known as Glühwein. So glow wine is what that translates to. Glühwein.
Sure.
Yeah. But being that Germany is so entrenched in beer culture, they have also started making Gluhbier. Yes.
Hot beer.
Yes, they serve hot beer in Germany. You got it, Bubba.
I feel like just that sentence right there would be the perfect snippet to put out onto the internet to draw people in.
You got it. They serve hot beer in Germany. It's usually made in a similar fashion to mulled wine, in that they take a beer and they'll add fruit to it. And a lot of the recipes I read were adding cherry juice. So you kind of make a hot cherry, spiced beer. And then you also add in like star anise, brown sugar, cinnamon, nutmeg, as your tastes define. Yeah.
That sounds like it's getting a lot of like a cider vibe to it.
Right. Yeah, it's pushing that kind of blended of a cider and a beer.
It's booze and it tastes good. drink it.
Right. There's also, like in Belgium, there's Gluhbier, which is, like taking a cherry framboise and heating it up. So it kind of blends those lines the same way.
So that's just their version of a hot and sour soup.
Pretty much, but it's for Christmas to warm your day as you go.
Drunk.
How are we talking? Like, are we talking like temperature? Are we talking like this is hot cocoa? We got some hot Shirley Temple beers.
Less than boiling, because every recipe says don't boil it. Hey, that's all I'm giving you. I'm just saying.
Wow, geez, thanks.
I mean, it's got you a pretty good range.
Yeah.
32 to 212.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things, that's real narrow.
Yeah.
We're in Europe. This is 0 to 100, buddy.
Exactly. Well, it's 0 to 99 because I said don't boil it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I think it's about the range of like a hot cocoa. Obviously there's suggestions of the kind of beers you should use. I see mostly like using Dunkels, like darker, maltier beers, not necessarily a Pilsner. Personally, that sounds really fucking gross to me.
It's like
a hot Bud Light. That's like gross. I don't.
I've done that before. It's not pleasant.
Yeah.
I have been to college.
I've seen Desperate Times.
Even if you put cherry juice in it, it doesn't sound great.
Is it maraschino cherry juice?
It could be. I mean, if you're doing it real scuffed version in America, yeah.
Just sugar bomb it.
Yeah.
Can it just be maraschino juice?
Yeah, it could be.
Or I'm sorry, what is the proper pronunciation of that?
Maraschino.
Maraschino, that's right. Because I am backwoods trash if I say maraschino.
Right.
I'm backwards trash with you.
All right, we can go do backwoods trash things. Go fight a raccoon.
Smoke cigarettes and find internet pornography.
You don't have to be
Can
scum
I
to
do
do
that in the city?
I don't know. I fucked up the joke. It was meant to be. It was meant to be just find porno mags in the woods.
Those are the days.
Yeah.
This generation, they don't know the joy of that.
Yeah, they don't know the joy of finding just rando porno.
Finding your brother's stash in the woods.
Yeah.
Anyway,
a final tradition, and it's not an official tradition yet, but it's something I found that it could maybe turn into a tradition, at least across America. But there is a church in Chicago, and this year they released a quote-unquote Advent wreath. But instead of an Advent wreath, it's 4 beers. 3 beers of one flavor and 1 beer of another flavor, if you know how an Advent wreath works.
and I do, so that makes sense.
Right. I figure there's enough Christians around here, they'll kind of get it. But
kind of get it.
kind of get it. But the Gilead Church in Chicago partnered with the Burning Bush Brewery to release a Advent wreath of 4 different, 3 beers and then another different beer.
That makes sense that they hooked up with Burning Bush. That's a match made in heaven. I guess.
Interestingly, Burning Bush Brewery was started by a pastor who used to be a pastor at a Presbyterian church.
Oh, okay.
And then he got out of that business and got into the brewing business.
If he was from Milwaukee, he'd be a Pabster.
Ugh.
No way.
I didn't feel great about that one, but I went with it anyways.
All kinds of fired. All kinds of fired. So the Burning Bush Brewery, it is very religious themed as well. There's a lot of one of the beers is like the Lion's Den. If you're familiar with, Daniel and the Lions, I think it is.
I watched Vesey Chills as a child.
Yeah. What was Cucumber Larry up to? Fighting the lions for the Christians or some shit?
Something like that.
Something like that. However it goes. But yeah, the Gilead Church is releasing these beers, and it's something I guess that could happen, more with churches. The Gilead Church appears to be a very all-inclusive church, so they're not. I don't know. I'm trying to find a light way to put this, but basically they don't hate homosexuals the way other churches do. They accept everybody.
They are a come as you are church.
Yeah.
I can dig it.
Oh, they're a Nirvana church.
There you go.
Yeah, they didn't seem to have like an official denomination of like Lutheran or Catholic or anything. They were just, hey, we're Christian and we accept everybody. Be fucking cool. Also, their website swears. I was like, hey, that's weird. You guys are like trying to be those cool youth pastors and trick me. I ain't falling for it.
Miss me with that religion, Steve.
You miss me with that Christ shit, yo.
Jeez.
Come on.
Nope.
But yeah, it's still a nice thing that they're doing. And I think other churches could get in on that. To actually, get people interested in them. I'm sure there's plenty of breweries.
Like Church Brewworks?
Plenty that would be willing to get in on the game of, making an Advent wreath.
Mm-hmm.
Advent beer wreath? Beer wreath? Brief?
Beer wreath? Yeah, sure. Good enough.
Yeah. Brief?
Yeah. A brief.
Brief? I don't know. Start a new tradition.
So speaking of new traditions, there is a new tradition coming for 2020.
Yeah, what's that?
By the good people of Coors Light, who have decided that nuance is no longer required.
Okay.
And they're introducing Beer
And they
Man.
said, miss me with that Christ shit, yo.
No. Mm-mm. Nope, not going down that path. But Beer Man is their new holiday mascot. Beer Man, because nuance. Get the hell out of here.
Beer Man is suffocating.
Duff Man must be in shambles.
Right. And all it is he's supposed to be your imperfect drinking buddy during the holidays. And
that's just your uncle.
Pretty much. And they're holding a contest to build the new Beer Man. And the rules are just build it out of whatever you have around the house and then send us a picture. And then we'll pick one. It's awful. They have a photo of an example Beer Man, and it looks like just a lump of dried clay that somebody just stuck a couple of pieces of coal in for eyes and then slit the clay for a mouth. That's it.
This is marketing guy.
It is ridiculous.
This is marketing giving up.
This is a marketing guy making sure his existence in the company during COVID still matters. He's like, plan for you guys. Keep me hired.
Deadline's at 4, and he forgot about it until 3:35.
That is real. I forgot to do my book report shit.
Yep.
Let me just pitch this to you. I'm thinking, what if, so there's like snowflakes, snowman, so there's snowmen, and then what if we're a beer company, beer man. Everybody make their own Beer Man. And we'll give away vouchers or something.
That's it. There you go. Punch it up in the presser and send it out.
Yeah. It sucks. Fuck you, Coors.
So you can go ahead and not celebrate Beer Man. I'm all right with that.
Yeah.
So there are new holiday traditions trying to be prostituted out there for you.
What are you supposed to do with him? Like,
I don't know.
Drink with him.
Like, is it Elf on a Shelf? Like, you have 6 beers and then you hide him and try to find him the next day?
Coors behind the doors.
Oh, God. Fuck you. Like, that's actually a better campaign.
It is.
Of, like, hiding Coors behind somebody's door, and then they open the door and there's a Coors gift. Like, it's like Easter egg hunts, but better. Yeah. Ugh.
This is just like icing people with more rules.
Yeah, it's icing people with more rules. It's sneaky icing. You have to gain entrance to the house. Hide it behind
you have to gain
the door.
their trust.
Yes. You have to trick them into bringing you and the Coors into their house.
Let's not talk about Coors anymore.
Let's not.
Let's talk about the beers that we were drinking.
Yes.
So, Steve, you get to go first, I think.
Oh, sure. Why not?
Why not? Your picture is up on my computer with your Ellicottville. So how is your Ellicottville?
The Ellicottville chocolate cherry bomb is really good. I'm into it. It's as it warmed up, it did get more flavorful, and so I'm here for it.
Nice. So since you picked that up as a single, would you pick it up as a 6-pack next time?
I don't know.
All right.
It just is my own personal buying habits. I usually don't buy sixers.
I get that.
And even more so when it comes to dessert beers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just because I usually only have a dessert beer.
That's why it's dessert.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it's good. And if you're really into this and you buy sixers, then yeah, buy a sixer. But yeah, not my personal buying habit.
Nice. But you would buy it again?
Yes, I would buy it again.
Nice. That's all I need. That's a check plus for me. Bubba, what about your beer from the South Side that isn't from the South Side?
The Hop
Yes.
Stalker. The Hop Stalker is good. It's a delicious IPA. So I'm definitely gonna drink the other ones I bought. And it's got a nice that's got that kind of traditional IPA taste to it. It's not a hazy boy, it's not a West Coast. It's got a lot of hops and it's pretty delicious. So
it's a classic IPA.
Classic IPA, and they did it well.
Nice. For me, with my Sobels, the Honey Blossom Heffy, same thing as what I said and what Steve said on a previous episode. If you don't remember what Steve said, go back and listen to it. Hint, hint. But yeah, it's a terrible Hefeweizen, but it's a good beer. It's got a good orange pop to it. It is very, very bright. It's refreshing, but it's a terrible Hefeweizen. But just as a beer, on the whole, it's good. I'd probably buy one again. I don't know that I'd buy a 6-pack, but if I'm putting a mix of 6 together, I'll throw one in. I'm good with that.
See, I feel like that one I actually would buy a 6-pack of.
Really?
Because, yeah, it's so refreshing that I could definitely see myself crushing the shitload at a tailgate.
Well, that's a good point. I forgot we can do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy shit.
I have a truck. I can just pull it over to your house, and you can sit on the tailgate and drink. I'll drive away.
We'll talk after the show.
You can throw on DVE and.
I mean, I got a spare TV I can drag out into the driveway.
There you go.
I mean, most trucks, tailgate the cab or over 6 feet. So yeah, you guys can distance that way.
Makes sense to me.
Plus,
I was gonna just leave. I was just gonna let him sit on the tailgate and drink by himself.
Oh,
just take one of my vehicles for the day.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, I think this was a good round of beers that we all had.
Yeah.
So let's reload. Let's get another set, and we'll talk beer again.
Okie doke.
Cool.
That's what
Segment 3 coming up.
Yes. We'll be back. Welcome back, Hop Nation. It's segment 3, based on basic math. We're here to drink more beers. I've got a beer, and I'm going to go first because I didn't get to yet this show. This comes from beautiful Enola, Pennsylvania, 10 minutes outside of Harrisburg. This is Pizza Boy, and they're super tight.
You rascal. I thought you said we were leaving that behind.
Well, we're drinking it, so it's all good.
I'm sure he bought it before he realized.
I did. But it is they call it a soft summer session ale. Try to say that after drinking a half dozen of these bad boys. Actually, you probably could because it only clocks in at about 4.5% ABV.
Yeah, it's a session ale.
It is a session IPA. I did not know that when I bought it. So it's definitely it's got some dry hop characteristics to it.
Making all kinds of mistakes buying this beer.
I think you guys would enjoy it. I enjoy it for what it is.
It looks like lemonade.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, it looks like fucking country time.
A little bit. And it does not taste like country time. But the label's nice. I like the label.
It's kind of dope.
Yeah, I like it. It's kind of weird because they got a West Coast vibe going on it in a not West Coast IPA.
From a landlocked position in Pennsylvania.
Right.
That's the Susquehanna. There's waves.
It's got the Susquehanna. If you drive far enough, you hit the Schuylkill.
We're going down to 3 Mile Island, get pitted.
I was going to say, when they release all the cooling water from 3 Mile Island, there's a nice pitted wave going down the Susquehanna. It's all good.
We're going to go get tubed. All right. That's enough of that. Steve, what are you drinking?
Well, I'm still in stouts.
Mm.
I'm just in the comfort zone. I don't give a shit. But like Team Rocket, I'm blasting off again because I've got the bourbon barrel-aged Imperial Stout from Guinness.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. It is a 10.3% stout.
Oh, shit.
It's aged in bourbon barrels from Kentucky.
Nice.
Yeah.
How is it?
It's pretty good. There wasn't much like carbonation on it at all. And I believe this is brewed in the it's from the Open Gate Brewery in Baltimore, Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like the traditional nitro stout. Don't think of it that way. But yeah, it has some coconutty flavors to it that I found interesting. They even called it out and said, "Hey, you're going to taste coconut on this." I said, "I don't think I'm going to taste coconut on this." But then I tasted coconut on this. And I was like, that's fucking crazy.
Those Guinness people, they know what they're talking about.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. They knew it.
Nice.
But yeah, it's also pretty boozy. Like
I had a feeling it was going to be hot.
yeah, you can. It's honestly actually not hot in the same way. Yeah, it is, but it's not in the same way that we think of it a lot of the times. Because I'm not getting the reflux. It's just I'm getting like it fucking stinks like hot, and then it's like you smell it and you go, oh god, this is gonna hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But then you drink it and it's like you do get a lot of barrel flavor on it, but it doesn't. It just doesn't burn going down, which is cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Those the folks at Guinness, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, they don't do bad work, I guess. I mean, we haven't had much for as long as the Open Gate Brewery's been around. We haven't had much from them in the way of their like goofy styles.
No, we really haven't.
Yeah, they just don't ship them far enough up here. But this one I did get, and I realized that with drinking this beer, I actually hit my cycle of what I usually shop at. Because the Sun and Steel was from Vintage, the Ellicottville was from House of Brews, and this one is from JR's.
Oh, very nice.
Yes. So aside from Creekside, I was able to hit all of my usual haunts in this episode.
You got to support local businesses.
Yes.
Nice. What about you, Bubba?
I'm coming at you with the Leaning Cask Celestial Canine.
Nice.
So it's a New England style IPA brewed with Citra Mosaic and Cryo Simcoe from our friends up there in Springdale, PA. It's good. It's crisp. It's light. It claims to be a New England style IPA, but it's not like kind of the juice grenade, just citrus in your face, like biting into an orange kind of deal. It's a little lighter in body in that regard. So
it sounds like a fancy tailgating beer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty apt description. So
Nice.
How piney is it?
like not at all.
Interesting. Just because you said it was made with Cryo Simcoe.
It's not piney. It's got kind of like almost a lemony taste.
Yeah.
As far as like the citrus goes. So yeah.
Interesting.
Right on. We'll have to get a full report at the end. So is this the first time you've had that beer?
This is the first time I think I've had a Leaning Cask beer at all.
Oh, that's a crime.
They're a little bit of a hike for me.
Yeah.
I mean, they do distribute a little bit.
So yeah, this is the first time I've picked one up. So
Yeah. Keep at it.
Did you pick that up at House of 1,000 Beers or the Eagle?
House of 1,000 Beers. So
Okay.
and I got another leaning cask beer, and I cannot remember the name of it that I'm looking forward to. So
Let me guess. It's dog themed.
it might be. Yeah, this guy's onto it.
You might be, Robert. You might be.
All right. Are you guys ready to play a game?
Yep.
Bubba, are you ready to play a game?
Oh yeah.
That's what I like to hear. Well, good thing, because Bubba, nobody asked you.
Sweet.
That's the game we're playing. Nobody asked you. This is a game where we scour the bottom of the barrel of all the beer arenas throughout the land. And we answer questions that people post on forums and things like that, subreddits. And we answer them here on the show. We give our own personal takes. But since nobody directly asked us, nobody asked you.
Yeah.
That's how we do it. Bubba, have you ever played this game before?
I have not. Heard it a few times.
Well, then this segment is just chock full of first-timers here for you. So this first question comes from Brew Chef, who posted on beeradvocate.com in their forums. And he or she asks, what beers or breweries were staples in your fridge but no longer are, and why? Steve, I'll let you start off on that one.
Staples. I mean, what year are we talking?
That is the open-ended part that I'll give you.
Yeah. So if we're talking college, I used to have like Lion's Head and Angry Orchard in there like all the time because both were relatively cheap. I do like my cides. If we're talking 2000, hold on, I'm blasting off. If we're talking 2013, then I probably would have had a lot of Southern Tier 2 times IPA. And like others like the Unearthly, and they had a couple other like real harsh IPAs back in the day. But I probably would have a lot of those and Green Flash. I just don't drink. I don't drink IPAs like that anymore. Not to that level. I still do enjoy them, but
I had a hunch that Green Flash was going to be on your list at some point.
yeah, I used to drink a lot of fucking West Coast and Palate Wrecker, but I still like them. Beers of that caliber, as we've heard in the past. I don't care for these soft session kisses on your lips. Or just like a tiny little whisper of lemon in your face. Nah, I don't love those. So, but I've definitely turned way to the dark side of
all stouts all the time.
Yeah, as many stouts as possible.
Nice. Bubba, what about you? What kind of beers were staples in your fridge, but then they kind of got moved out of the way?
Like Steve, it depends on when. So I was a big fan of Lion's Head in college. It was cheap. It was delicious. Used to basically carry a case of Lion's Head and a case of Labatt Blue Light. That was my light beer of choice. But for the time of year, I guess Saranac Caramel Porter right now. Usually I'd have gone and picked up a case, but I don't know what's wrong with me. I have not yet.
I find that very interesting because I know that I've been at your house and I've drank that beer with you before.
Yeah, that's a like after Thanksgiving staple. Like it's there, it's ready to go until after Christmas, and it's just always here. So that might need to change. Actually, I guess the holidays have snuck up on me.
Well, I mean, this episode came out on Friday, so tomorrow go get some.
There we go.
Perfect. For me, I'm actually going to go with Railbender by Erie Brewing Company. To me, that was one of the first craft beers that I had that I kind of leaned into a lot, that I enjoyed over and over and over again. But for whatever reason, I haven't gone back to it yet. And it's kind of been pushed out. And I think that I need to revisit it. I think I need to bring it back into the fold.
Check it out.
It's a good one. I like Erie Brewing Company. They make good beers.
What if they put out a double rail bender? Would that get you back in the game?
So that would create some sort of rail series because they have the rail bender, then they would have the double rail bender, but they also have the derailed.
Because that's how Southern Tier brought me back. Like I was saying, I used to drink a shitload of 2 times IPA. And I kind of fell off. But then when they put out the 3 times IPA, I was like, oh, dog, gotta check that one out.
That's a whole extra X.
That's a whole extra.
So yeah, Erie Brewing Company. I'm gonna have to bring you back into the fridge. You deserve it. You belong there. So then, what's that?
I can support that decision.
Yeah. So our next question comes from the beautiful community that is Reddit. From Curtis A. Newman. And Curtis
Oh, you mean
Newman,
it wasn't Poop Fart Rubber Band?
No, Poop Fart Rubber Band 69_420 no scope.
Yeah.
Ugh. And this is a weird one, but I'm going to ask it anyways because it's out of season, but we have to plan ahead.
Okay.
And Curtis A. Newman asks, what glass or mugs would you use for a St. Patrick's Day gathering? Assuming, I'll put this caveat on there, it's all socially appropriate in terms of vaccines and distancing and all that rigmarole.
Right.
We're going to just address that. We don't have to worry about all the other garbage.
Assuming we can gather again safely.
Perhaps it's a St. Patty's Day celebration in June.
I think I would probably just go with green Solo cups.
I can't imagine where you could get some sort of glassware.
Yes, for the audio listeners, I just put up a picture of the glass we're selling again. But I mean, what's wrong with just going green Solo cups? You know,
Nothing.
that's what St. Patrick's is about. St. Patrick's isn't about fucking drinking craft beer. I'm sorry.
No,
That's
not.
That's the one of the days. I don't want to say the one day because I have other days to myself where I just drink Four Loko for no reason. Like I'm just depressed and I'm like, it's Four Lokos and meatball subs today. but
I mean, you don't have to be depressed to do that.
No, I do.
not.
No, I do have to. No,
Wednesday.
yeah,
I hope
no,
not.
no, I do have
boy.
to give up my dignity of like, you know, I just want to go quick with. Fruit juice. I don't want to enjoy anything. I just want to.
You just want to get there.
Yeah.
You're just taking the expressway.
Right. And that's what Four Loko is. Four Loko is the expressway. But yeah, St. Patrick's is the day you don't worry about what you're drinking. You're just kind of, I mean, except for me, I do drink Guinness over green dyed Pilsner. Back to earlier posits of I don't like Pilsner, so I do tend to drink Guinness and then just fucking liquor. Oh.
I was going to say Jameson has to pop up at some point.
Jameson pops up a bunch.
Yeah.
Jameson's all, highty-tighty do the show.
It's 11:30. It's time to go.
Yeah. It's
Time to get
11:30. You're down at Buckhead's. What you gonna do?
Bubba, what about you? What do you got to say about St. Patty's Day glassware?
I don't know if it's not a like clear 10-ounce Dixie cup where you take basically mouthwash out of, that mouthwash being flat Bud Light in green dye. I don't know what is St. Patty's Day beyond that.
What is
that? You know what? You guys are absolutely 100% correct. And Steve, I must applaud you for not necessarily taking the bait, but taking the lead.
Yeah.
On what kind of glassware you should use.
Yeah. I mean, the video watchers have to sit here and look at this, but
if you didn't bring that up, I was bringing it up.
Yeah.
This is for St. Patty's Day 2022.
Good one. Yeah. 2020.
I don't think I can hang on for that long, Bubba.
I can't. I've transcended into the computer.
Nah, I think I'm just going to leave the good place at that point. Gonna walk underneath the trestle and be done with it. Just go back into nothingness.
You'll have driven all the Jeeps by then.
Driven all the Jeeps. The Jags have won all the championships. Blake Bortles has won everything. He's already in the Hall of Fame. All right. Our next question comes from C. Miller, 4642. No idea where that number came from. That was on Beer Advocate where this was posted. And they ask, rank the seasons by how much you enjoy the beers that are out during said season. So we're going to keep it to the core four: winter, spring, summer, fall. Bubba, I'll let you go first on this one.
We go with summer.
We have to give us all four.
It's called rank. Don't just say summer.
Done.
Summer's number one.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with winter number two, and then spring number three, and fall number four. For the reason
interesting
of summer's when you get those nice light crispy beers. I could go. That just sounds delightful right now. What I say, winter. Get those spiced ales. Listen. You get the spiced ales coming out in winter. I enjoy them, but I get some palate fatigue. You know, by the time I'm done with the 30-degree weather, the bullshit cycling of wintry mix, my face being in pain, that just brings me bad memories. So, like, get me out of the winter spiced ales and let's get us into some spring, and then we'll go back to the crispy, delicious, light beers. And then I don't know, pumpkin beers are kind of overblown. I don't know. I didn't really drink any pumpkin beers this year.
Oh, that's okay. We can still be friends.
That's okay. they just didn't do it for me. I don't know.
That's okay. That's all right. We'll get you back next year. Steve, what about you? What about your beer seasons?
Winter, number one.
No surprises there.
No surprises there. Then I'm going to go spring, fall, and summer as last. Spring, kind of the reemergence of fresher beers. You get some fresher hops in that area. And then fall is also, it's more harvest time. So you get some real freshies in that area, but you also start getting into the darker beers. You get some of the seasonal stuff. Not necessarily pumpkin beers, but you get some other, seasonal, like apple ales in that time. It's all kind of good in those times. Summer, I don't particularly love. There's nothing seasonal about it. There's just a lot of IPAs in that time. And as of late, there's just a lot of soft IPAs that I don't give a shit about.
I love baby kisses.
Yeah. So it's that plus the fact that pumpkin ales have also started creeping into summer too. So summer, you last. You're too hot and your beers are too unvaried. Hit the bricks.
Okay.
Winter, you're all stouts, which is also unvaried, but I love stouts. Let's go.
Nice. So for me, I'd say from first to worst, I'd have to go fall, winter, and then I think I'd go summer and then spring. To me, spring. What the hell is a spring beer? To me, the only one I can think of that I associate with springtime is the Sam Adams. What the hell is it? Not the snow melt, but the oh, hell's bells. I can't even think of it now. That's how
Cold
much
snap?
I don't. The cold snap. Yeah, that's how much I don't care about spring beers. The one beer I associate with it, I can't even remember the name.
Okay.
And so it just doesn't do anything for me. Summer beers, I mean, to me, summer beers, yeah, they're light and all that good stuff, but you can get most of them year-round. Your Kolsch's, your cream ales, things like that. Because I don't care about IPAs. So IPAs are just a non-factor in all of this to me. So summer beers are just, like Kolsch's. It's just there's more beers there that I understand than in the springtime. And then winter, stouts and everything like that is fantastic. You got your Christmas beers, things like that. But fall, I do like the pumpkin beers. I do like the Oktoberfest. But at the tail end of fall is when you get all of those big, heavy stouts coming in. You know, you usually get them October, November time frame when things are starting to cool down a lot. That's when you get a lot of those big, heavy stouts, and I like it.
Yeah.
So fall, number one, which is weird because in terms of personal preference, fall is the worst for me, just in general. Fall sucks.
It gets dark early.
It's bullshit. The sun was setting at 4:45 today.
Dope. I'm into it.
No.
Hey, well, Steve's up all night anyway, so
Yeah. I live in darkness.
Yeah,
it's dark in the hard drive.
Life is pain when the sun sets at 4:45.
No, life is good. That's when you make the mac and cheese and you have the stouts.
Stupid. I don't like it.
That's why it's got to snow, and then it looks like it's light out all the time.
Ugh.
That's also fun.
No, thank you. No, thank you. All right, we're moving on. Reddit. Bruised and Confused asks the question, what are your favorite spicy beers? Spicy beers.
Spicy.
Yeah, Steve, I'll let you go first because I know you've got a bit of a reputation with spicy beers.
Yeah, I don't know. This is a hard one to spring on me just because spicy beers are so few and far between. The one I used to drink a lot was like the Tommy Knocker. Tommy Knocker had a chili ale.
Yes, I think it was their green chili.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really good.
I used to drink that one a lot, but I guess that goes back to question one as well. It's like, what's in your fridge that isn't anymore or whatever.
That's it, right. That's another one on the list.
Yeah. More recently, though, one of the best chili beers, spicy beers I had is that 10W40 Mexican hot chocolate. That one's really good. And locally, Couch, the Sofa Commando. They fucking knocked it out the park as far as spicy stouts go.
Nice.
So, yeah, those two I would check out.
Nice. Bubba, any thoughts on the spicy realm?
I haven't drank a lot of spicy beers, but the most recent one I had was the Phantasm by Tattered Flag, and it's brewed with the ghost pepper, and it's an IPA. It's a triple IPA brewed with ghost pepper. It doesn't come through like too hot. I'd say less than like the Ballast Point Habanero Sculpin IPA, but that would have to be my favorite because like those are probably the only two I can think of right now.
Habanero Sculpin, that's another one that's not in the fridge anymore.
Yeah. So I've had other ones, but they don't stand out. They were more just like kind of cool gimmicks in my mind at this point. But go with the Phantasm.
Nice. I'll hit this one real quick. 11th Hour had a jalapeno beer. I believe it wasn't a jalapeno wheat, but I think it was like a cream ale or something like that. But it was really well executed.
So it was a lighter beer though. It wasn't a stout.
It was.
Yeah.
Correct. But it was good. So yeah. I hope 11th Hour makes it again.
I believe it. I believe if 11th Hour can make a good beer.
Because they do make good beers. So speaking of beers, because that's what we've been doing this whole damn time.
Yeah.
We'll go around the horn real quick about the beers that you guys drank. Steve, give me a 10-second synopsis.
I'm drinking this here bourbon barrel aged stout from Guinness. It's 10.3%. It's giving me the gassies, but it's pretty excellent. I don't think you would ever know that it was a Guinness beer though.
Mm-hmm.
There's just too much going on as far as with the barrel and the coconut flavors and just the booziness to ever be like, oh yeah, that's the Guinness version of this. Nah, it's just kind of a good version of a barrel aged beer. So yeah,
right.
That's about it.
Bubba, what's your 10-second synopsis on the beer you're drinking?
The Celestial Canine, delicious. I mean, I would drink this beer at a tailgate anytime the weather's warm. Give me that. This is a summer beer through and through. Freezing my ass off in the basement, but it still works.
Getting you ready for 2021.
Yeah.
Nice. For this beer, the Super Tight by Pizza Boy out of Enola, PA. That's 10 minutes outside of Harrisburg. I get it, but I don't get it. This would be a good beer. It's a well-crafted beer, just not necessarily for me. I'm going to finish it, but I don't know that I'd put it in the six-pack again. But that's my personal preference. That is not an indication of Pizza Boy and their abilities.
Right. Okay.
I didn't know. I don't know. When I read the label, I didn't know it was going to be dry hopped and this and that and everything else.
Right.
That's on me. It's the consumer's fault.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and deal with it.
Right on.
Yeah.
Bubba, do you have anything to promote this week? Does your new baby have an Instagram?
She does not, but she's pretty great. That's about it.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
It's just fun.
I don't know. I don't know how early kids are getting TikToks nowadays. So.
Oh, good Lord.
She has not learned the WAP dance yet or anything like that.
Oh, yeah. Bubba, aren't you going to start to run the TikTok for Hop Nation USA?
Oh,
we talked
involve
about that.
me having TikTok myself.
I got faith in you. You can run it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you guys are more on social media than I am.
Well, it's time for you to learn, and
Yeah.
I'm really not.
Yeah, Adam. That's not an Adam realm.
No, technology scares me.
The computer listens to him and it upsets him.
It does.
Adam's going to put his tinfoil hat on to go to bed.
I've already got the whole bedroom lined. It's good.
Yeah.
It's all
Fine.
space blankets in here.
Yeah, hat. Come on. That's
Program, Bubba.
The most crinkly room ever.
All right. Well, if you want to follow me on social media and not Adam and Bubba, all you have to do is search Hop Nation USA, and that'll get you Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And if you want to find new episodes of the Hop Nation USA podcast every Friday and listen to them as you should, then search Hop Nation USA on your favorite podcatcher like Stitcher, Podbean, Google Music, Apple Music, podcast, whatever thing. I don't know. Podchaser, we're on there too. Where else are we? I think you can yell at your Alexa. We're on Amazon, but we're everywhere. But if you're on any of those platforms, leave us a 5-star review because
We are a 6 Cheers show, but they only let us use Frasier.
Oh,
that's a reference to beer Twitter. That's a terrible crime. Don't reference beer Twitter ever on this show. Everybody's a jerk on there and they hate us.
That's fine.
But yeah, thanks for coming on, Bubba.
Yeah, it's good to see you
Thanks
again.
for having me. It's been a
Yeah.
while.
Glad to
Shave your
see you're
mustache,
alive.
though.
Dude, it's been 2 months and it still is hardly even noticeable.
I notice it enough that it's giving me Daniel Carcillo vibes, and it's upsetting me.
It's dirty in real life.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
You remember Sidney Crosby whenever it was 18 back
Yeah.
in 2005? It's
Yeah, old patches.
dirtier than that. I can get rid of it. I wear a mask in public. My wife and daughter have to deal with it.
Well, thank God you've got personality, Bubba.
Yeah, there we
Okay.
go.
Can I ask, so you haven't shaved the mustache? Have you shaved the other parts, or is
Yeah.
that just not growing?
I've trimmed it up, but I
Okay.
can get a pretty cool soul patch.
I know. I see that little dirt mark there too, and so I'm just wondering, how much have you not shaved?
The mustache hasn't been touched for basically 2 months. Everything else gets trimmed up weekly.
Okay, fair enough.
This,
All right.
this is 5 days in. Listen, I get carded all the time.
I know you do. You have one of the babiest faces that we have on this show.
For real.
Well, it's good to have you on again, Bubba. I'm glad you were able to join us. It's been too long. We'll have to have you on again soon.
Yes.
Hopefully in person, maybe eventually.
I'd like that. I don't know. We'll go July. We'll set the bar real low.
Again, Adam, you have to push for the vaccine before opening day.
Well, no, you told me to push people out of the way for the vaccine.
Yeah, push them down. They don't need it.
Don't need it.
If they can't
All
fend
right.
themselves, they're on their way out. We're taking the vaccine from them.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. All right, that's enough because we're going to get ourselves in trouble. We keep yelling about pushing old men down the stairs.
Yeah.
So let's not do that. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back again next week with something doing I don't know.
Holiday programming starts next week.
There you go. There's your warning.
With your, well, here I know you're just gonna flounder and like we're gonna do something new. It's like no. The audience needs to know. Holiday programming starts next week.
And Bubba has already agreed to be on. Thanks, Bubba.
Got him.
Let's go.
Got him.
All right. See you guys next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.